The two skills I would recommend testers learn going into 2022 would be understanding the software development lifecycle. It can really open up your understanding to how a customer thinks and their planning and their strategy. Even if you don't have access to the customer directly and to know that information, just to understand the process goes a long way for your own planning and strategizing and understanding for customers' needs. The second skill I would recommend would be to pick up a programming language. It can be anything. Python's a great place to start, but even web development, other places, there's all kinds of opportunities there. It gives you a good foundation for how to understand what a customer actually does when they build things. And the more you go into it, the more you can understand common places where there might be some errors or other things to understand. It's not required, you don't have to, but as you look for skills, that can be useful to get a better picture of what a customer does. Something that is often surprising to people about me that has nothing to do with testing is that I have 6 children. I love my kids. Applause, while this has nothing to do with testing, it affords me the opportunity to stay home and to be with my children when they have needs or just to hang around them. Not everyone gets that luxury, and I'm very thankful for it. But it is often busy. There is a lot to do, and it is not quiet. However, there's a lot of love, and so I'm thankful for that. A device I think every tester should own is, of course, going to be in the family of all the standard things that we do at Applause, right? iOS, Android, some way to test the web. Those are all very common, and I think most people have those. If you don't, you should try to invest in those. But one thing maybe not in that list is a good media streaming device. Something like an Apple TV, a Roku device, Fire TV. Media and streaming is a growing section of our company, and it opens up a lot of opportunities for some testing. If you do have one of those devices, you can do those exact same tests on iOS and Android, but there's a lot of people that have those. Getting a media streaming device as you're able to, amongst those, it is always good to have a newer one if you can afford it. They tend to be relatively inexpensive, but sometimes they get out of date pretty quickly. So a newer media streaming device would be my #1 recommendation for testing for Applause at this time. A device I would recommend people get for fun, it just plays to my interests. As I get older, I've always been a computer geek, but I'm really interested in the intersection of technology with very hands-on kind of things. So I'm starting to get into the world of 3D printing. I would love to get into the world of laser etching and things like this, laser cutting, metal printing as well. This world is continuing to grow rapidly and changing quickly, but we live in a physical world. Nothing wrong with the software world, but software, the intersection of software and the physical world has a lot of interest for me. And so I recommend people get a 3D printer. There's a lot out there. Prusa makes a lot of good ones. There's a lot all the way up from multi-$1,000 machines down to $100 or so. There's a lot of options. So I would recommend testers look into those.